There's nothing really more soul-crushing than something you loved from your childhood not living up to that expectation. Sure, there's probably other things like, you know, war and poverty and beheadings, but for me, it's a childhood cartoon not living up to the standards that I have bestowed upon it through nostalgic haze of member berries. And that's kind of the case with Beast Wars. Released in 1996, I never got to watch a ton of the show growing up. It was more or less I had a lot of the toys, especially like the McDonald's Beast Wars toys. And so I've always had like a fond memory of that. I think there's a video game of it too. It's like maybe like a fighting game or something, or am I like confusing that with Primal Rage? I don't know. But regardless, I always had fond memories of Beast Wars because it was Transformers, but animals. So it's cooler. Like, who doesn't like animals over cars? So when I was in Half Price Books and I found 2 VHS copies of Beast Wars on VHS tape, obviously, I guess, I had to pick them up because I was like, alright, cool, it's time to relive childhood. Now, going into these, I thought these were actually like movies, because they have a runtime of like an hour and 45 minutes. One of them's even like a feature-length adventure. No, these are collections of episodes from the show, and they have no rhyme or reason, really. I guess with Beastie's Escape, the theme is they escape from something. I guess that's what the theme is. But for the other one, like, I guess it's just episodes that run up to an hour 45, and they were like, yep, we can ship this off. Now, the Beast Wars feature film, if you will, is 5 episodes basically smushed together where we get kind of introduced to what's going on in the story. The story is basically when the Autobots and the Decepticons are fighting in space, they crash land on this planet where they use their scan that they normally like pick up cards and stuff to find their fursonas, if you will. This is a bunch of furries. That planet, though, happens to be an abundance of energons, which is the thing that they're always after. And now the Autobots become the Maximals, and the Decepticons become the Predacons. What a terrible name. And this is pretty much the origins of the Beast Wars. Optimus Prime's like, Beast Wars! And Megatron becomes a T-Rex in this show, which is hilarious because, like, yeah, T-Rexes are big and scary, right? But normally when you see a T-Rex, they don't use their little arms. However, Megatron uses his little arms all the time, and it undermines him as a threat so much because it's so goofy looking. Yes. Also, he says, yes, like a bajillion times. Like, after every sentence, he has to go, yes.
I like you, pussycat. Yes.
It's like, what is going on here? He's also like the worst villain of all time because basically we watched 10 episodes in these 2 tapes, and he does nothing every episode. The most damage he ever causes, he bites Optimus Prime's leg, and like that's it. Like, he gets taken out so easy constantly, and like Dinobot's like, dude, I'm out of here. I'm taking over the Predacons. You suck, or I'm leaving, basically. And Megatron's like, you'll step down for me. And then he has another character take out Dinobot, and it's like, he doesn't do anything. There's an episode where the pterodactyl thing tries a coup on Megatron, successfully gets the coup done, and then Megatron just like comes back at the end of the episode and is like, who would you rather follow, me or this loser? And everybody's like, we'll follow you. And it's like, he did nothing. He does nothing this entire show. He's like the worst villain in this series. He's like the least threatening villain of it. He might as well be a part of Team Rocket. You know what I mean? Like, he's just worthless. So yeah, the first episode on this tape is basically the intro to the Beast Wars, them crash landing and fighting their fursonas. And that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot going on here. The second episode, the Maximals and the Predacons get into a big war about the Energons. There's actually a ton of action in this episode, and it's actually probably, out of the 10 episodes I watched, the best one out of them, because it's relatively fun. However, the action in this series is pretty... I think this is the time we talk about the animation. You know, I always remember fondly of this show not looking like this. The animation is horrendous. Like, it is like far worse than like Jimmy Neutron. Oh god. Oh god, did I just ruin another memory? Is Jimmy Neutron not as good as I remember? It's been years since I've watched Jimmy Neutron. The last time I watched it, I kind of liked it. Uh-oh. Am I going to have to watch Jimmy Neutron? Or do I just hold it forever to be saved in my memory bank? Alright, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hold on, it's a little bit dark today. It looks like it's going to rain a little bit. Good morning, everybody. Doing this on a Sunday, and a little bit slow moving today, but we're playing some variations of Mono Blue Sack. All the different versions are linked in the deck, the description down below. We have 4 versions of them. They're kind of doing the same thing, but we have like some different top ends, some different things. So V1 is pretty much the same deck. I don't think I'm going to run through deck text today, just so we can get in as many games as possible. But we have Wretched Grift and Tolarian Terror as kind of the big changes. Last time we ran this was one that we were going to look at with Surveilling Sprite, Tolarian Terror, but we're looking today at the Wretched Grift, Tolarian Terror. Well, right now we're looking at this version. Let's just get in some games, run some games, and then we can talk about the decks later. But yeah, we have like 4 different versions of this deck submitted. I don't know if we're going to get to all 4 of them today, but we are going to at least check out a couple of them and see how they run. See how our top ends are, how they run, and stuff like that. Just as a heads up, probably not going to be streaming tomorrow. I have a Magic interview set up, and it's set up during the time I normally stream, so probably not going to have a stream tomorrow or Friday for the same reasons. We've got the Abjure and the Wretched Throne combo. Keep. So just as a heads up, but I'll have hopefully some great videos coming along in the future. So how's everybody's Sunday morning going? I feel like I got hit by a train. We maybe tied one off a little bit too much last night. But hope everybody's Sunday morning's going pretty good. I'm excited about running some of these lists. This is a deck I did play this just recently. Torvis, afternoon to you. Still morning for me. We got an hour and 10 minutes for it to still be morning. So take it with a I'll take it, you know what I mean? But we just played this recently. Normally I spend a little bit of time before we run a deck back, but I really like this deck a lot. I think this deck's really fun, so I wanted to run it back and have a good time with it. All right, we're against Delver. This is a card I have not seen in Pauper in a long time. Wretched Throng you. Let's hope they don't turn 2 flip it. No flippies. Come on, no flippy. No flip. Drawing over Jeskai Sages too. Well, Ponder's probably going to set up the Delver flip, I would assume. That'd be my suspicions here. No attack from our Delvery boy here. Let's get in for a 2-1. Play Jeskai Sage. We have the Abjure for if they play some kind of bomb card. Not bomb card, like counter. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. My brain is so fried right now this morning. Delver does it flip. It has to flip, right? They pondered. What I thought. They reveal another ponder. I wish our Jeskai Sage had I wish it had flying. They're gonna ponder again. We're just gonna attack here. And then play the other Jeskai Sage. Ooh. That's a card. Play Jeskai Sage. B2. If they have Counterspell, I don't know if we abjure that, honestly. Okay, they're running Terror too then. They're a little bit more they're a little bit more quicker on the Terror than we are, but they got more spells in the graveyard than we do. We've drawn a lot of our creature spells today. Wretched Grift would be an awesome draw, though. Because we can Wretched Drift one of the Jeskai Sages. And then we have the Abjure backup for a counterspell. We could definitely play a Terror here, which we would 100% Abjure the Wretched Grift. Wretched Throng. I keep wanting to say Wretched Grift. We're playing a lot of Wretcheds in this deck. This deck is pretty wretched. Hit us for 3 again. And that's going to be their turn. Okay. Draw yet another land. Well, let's hit them for 4. I'm doing this because we get to trigger Prowess, so we're still going to hit him potentially for 4. But then we also get to just fetch up another Wretched Throng and just play it again. It doesn't really matter if they counter it, because we basically countered their Vapor Snag, so it doesn't really matter that much. I would like to go get another Wretched Throng, though. Can they counter the ability? Or do they have like another Vapor Snag or something? They tap 2 mana. Snap, maybe? Okay, draw a card. Okay. Funny how you chose this deck. Been doing a little work on it myself. Oh yeah, Torvis? Yeah, a lot of people seem to really dig this deck. What's up, White Lotus? What changes have you made to it, Torvis? Everyone seems to tinker with it. I know, that's been really cool. A lot of people, we don't have the backup for that card, unfortunately, but they're gonna have 2 of them. That's probably game. Especially because they probably just counter our Terror, right? We got blockers for days, though, but let's see. They have the counter for it. All right. This is good game 2. Bring in the Relics. We don't have anything that good against them. We'll bring in the Relics. We'll go down. I wish we had some kind of like creature removal spell in our deck. Like this isn't the version that has Snap in it, which is not the best. Yeah, let's bring in the Relics. Let's go down the Corial barriers. Go like this. Fadeaway might be nice. I'll bring him in. Let's go down a ring skipper. Just bring down, we'll go down the 2 ring skippers. Try like that. It's around ward. True. It's true, but they probably will have the mana for it, right? We'll try it though. But yeah, a lot of people when they watch this, they wanted to tinker with it and stuff, and they just quit. All right. Yeah, a lot of people just quit. Like not quit, but a lot of people's been seeing to tinker with this, which is really cool. 15 island, 4 seed of the Schnood, 4 a braid to consider, 4 Jeskai Sage, 4 Mao Contender's Watch, 3 Snap, 4 Resculpt, 4 Surveilling Sprite, 4 Wretched Throng, 4 Counterspell, 4 Tolarian Terrors, 4 Perilous Researchers. Research. A lot of redundancy in that list. That's for sure. Yeah. I think this is worth keeping. Sideboard 3 blue elemental blast, 3 annul, 2 spell pierce, 3 vision charm, 2 fade away, 2 Tormod script. Just curious to why Tormod script over relic. Scoured Barons. Cheaper? That's true. It's very, very true. Pass here. See what flavor of white-black our opponent's into here. Whenever an angel enters the battlefield under control, gain a life. This is like Angel Tribal. It's going to be wild. Okay. I kind of like it. Let's do it. Wretched Throng. Do I want Ring Skipper or Wretched Throng here? What's Wretched Throng? We're guaranteed to get another Wretched Throng next turn. 100% chump, and if they just attack and kill it, they just, I mean, like Chainer's Edict or Cast Down or what have you. You know what I mean? So I am slowly updating my online game. It needs a lot of cards. My paper collection, much better. Yeah, I feel that. My paper collection, I sold off majority of it, other than, pretty much other than like, I made some pauper decks. I have like 7 or 8 pauper decks. That way if people, like friends come over and they want to play pauper or something, they don't have to worry about building decks. And they're pretty inexpensive. As for like modern cards and stuff, if it doesn't go in Dredge or if it doesn't go in 8-rack and it's not a maybe card for either of those decks, I sold off like everything. I sold off like everything. Sold off like all my standard cards and stuff. I have like a tabletop, like no rules kind of decky that I'm working on. And then I have something like that is like trying to think. I have a deck that's like casual, that is like a food deck. It's an Azmoran deck that I really like. Oh, and I forgot I did build the General Farius Warwick deck because I sold some stuff to a card shop and got enough money to wow, that's annoying. Because now we don't even get the ability off of it. Wow, that's really annoying. What was I saying? I'm just debating if I want to play Ring Skipper here or if I just want to pass the turn. Let's pass the turn because we could resculpt or Perilous Research in response to something. BC Resculpt Exiles. It won't trigger Throng. Yeah, yeah, I realize that now. Let's see if they'll just trade here. I'm fine if they just trade here, because next turn we can Ring Skipper and then play Counterspell. Or hold up Perilous Research, or hold up Resculpt. So let's see what they want to do here, if they want to lose their 3-1 here. But yeah, I like the Asmoran like food deck, and I forgot about the Rorik deck because, like I said, I didn't pay for that out of pocket. I got it with selling stuff. Okay, this is cool. I'm gonna tell our opponent. Okay. Let's let our opponent know I like what they got going on here. Sorry. It's Changeling Tribal. This is awesome. Ring Skipper. But yeah, so I've sold off a lot of my cards too. I get it. Yeah, sold out of standard too. Just 24 pauper decks. Same reason you can lend them to a friend. One pioneer deck, and the remains of my modern deck before it was banned. Mox Opal. Got it. Oh, our opponent's got to go. Can't get in a full game here. Busy morning for people. Yeah, I never got to play Mox Opal, like the Affinity, like Mox Opal and stuff. Pioneer is still a format I would like to try out. Pioneer, I think, would still be pretty fun. I'd like to try it out at some point. But yeah, I've kind of went in on Pauper on Magic Online. I don't have everything, obviously, but I have a lot of the Pauper format, like a lot of the staples. Still missing some, but I have majority of them. And I've just been putting over the time, just been putting a little bit of money into it, which I'll just say, like, some of the money I've used has been like ad revenue from YouTube. I've been able to put in like my monetization. Oh, no lands. My monetization I've put back into Magic Online, so that's how I've also built some of mine. But like, no lands again. Okay, we got lands. We got the Abjure combo here. I'm gonna go down the Terror here, and this counter spell. But I've also been doing it very slowly over time too. So, because like that's this thing with Pauper is like you can pretty much get the entire Pauper format in a way for pretty cheap. Like for the cost of a modern deck, you can pretty much get every staple card played in every single Pauper deck. So it's something to think about. Just gonna Wretched Throng here. There's an argument for Malcanter's Watcher, but Wretched Throng trades with Thrabian Inspector at least. If they kill it, they kill it. We go get another one, thin our deck out a little bit. There's still a really cool Hawks deck that I want to try out. That I think Mike submitted. Pretty sure it was Mike. That is basically every creature has this Wretched Throng or Squadron Hawk effect, and I'm like super excited. I just played this dude. What's up, Pigeon? Welcome, welcome. Like you just played this player, or you just played against like this deck, or what? So updated the green black mainly. I was doing fine until I saw the price of Avenging Hunter online. It makes Snuff Out look cheap. True. He's not your typical Boros deck. It's running about 24 creatures. Just played this player. Oh, gotcha. So what's the green black update look like? Oh, nice. Ardent Recruit. I like this card. Yeah, we'll say we see the recruit for sure. I imagine they have Glen Honk stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about seeing this deck. We were talking about it. Seems pretty cool. Good turn for them. But we have the Wretched Throng Abjure. Wombo combo again. Our opponent's doing a bunch of stuff that we're not doing. And this is another match. So the more and more we play, the more I do not like fadeaway. Because, like, we could just play fadeaway, and they're like, all right, we'll just sacrifice our tokens. There's too many decks that just can just play around fadeaway way too easy. Probably shouldn't have done that. Probably shouldn't have blocked there. Probably should have just let it come through. Because now we don't have a counter spell for Abjure. I like what our opponent's got going on. Wretched Throng V2. V3. Yeah, blow tokens are killing good card. Used to catch all for go wide decks. Yeah, now it's like, I don't know. We've never been ever in a situation where I was like, I like this card. You know what I mean? I think we're dead here. We're getting smashed pretty hard. Our opponent's deck's pretty wicked. And Glenhawk? Yeah, we're dead here. We have no way to catch up. Let's just go to game 2. Alright, well, Anul comes in. And Hydroblast comes in. Alright, let's just bring these in. I'm going to probably keep in Coral Barrier here. Kind of like Coral Barrier here. Ring Skipper I'm not as big of a fan of. But we could win. The clash with them. Wow, I don't know what we bring out. I might just bring out... Huh. Reminds me of what the Mandible deck is trying to do. Flyers, bouncy artifact lands, or artifacts. You should just be adding Mandible and Greatsword, right? Let's go down. Man, I don't know. I don't know what we go down here. We've not been able to like fire anything off today so far. Like, not been able to do much. I'm gonna go down the expandable lackey, I think. In this matchup, I'm gonna go down 2 Jeskai Sages. And let's go down. I'm just gonna go down the Coral Bears. Run it like this. Alright. The 1 land with the 3 terrors. Alright, keep this hand. I'm gonna bottom. Might just bottom Counterspell, honestly. Here. I don't know. Maybe we bottom the Watcher. I don't know. These are all like redraw spells. It's going to sound weird, but I'm going to bottom the Counterspell here. Bottom the Counterspell. Pass. Play Ring Skipper. See if we can win the clash. Because we can try to resculpt with it. That's what we can try to do. Man, that's good. I like our opponent's deck a lot. Our opponent's deck is really cool. let's just pass here. Hold up the resculpt. There's a Homunculus. Epicure. It says for 3. We will block. Resculpt. I guess that would have left us open to... I guess Ring Skipper doesn't trigger Resculpt, does it? Because it exiles. Whoops. Oh, well. No biggie. No biggie smalls. We get a Wretched Grift? That's kind of cool. Let's just dump our hand and then we can try to Wretched Grift next turn. This is where they end the festivities on us. They're going to cycle their blood token. Draw a card. I imagine they're running Gal Blast, right? What's up, Folder? Hi all. Any thoughts on blue draw engine that contains Brainstorm, new island cycling card, Ash Barrens, Perilous Research, Limbos? I don't know what Limbos is, and I'm not sure what the new island cycling card is. I mean, Brainstorm, Perilous Research. I will say in this deck, Perilous Research has been absurdly good. So yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why it'd be bad. I mean, Brainstorm's tried and true, right? Another Resculpt's kind of cool. They didn't attack, which makes me think they don't have like a Gal Blast here. Arabian Inspector. Probably just going to Wretched Grift the Jeskai Sage and draw another card. Draw 2 cards off of it. Our opponent's digging for stuff here. What's up, TJ? Hey, how's it doing when it comes to the deck submissions? Pretty good. We have quite a list of stuff to go through, like quite a bit. Well, hold on. What would this cost? Cost 6. It cost 4. Just a curious. Oh, I shouldn't have. I was like, I can't attack because that's not instant speed. Yeah, we got quite a list in the members only Discord server. So if you want to support the channel and you want to join an amazing Discord server, you can consider becoming a member, and the link in the description down below. It's $1 a month, gets you custom emotes. Your name turns green. You get a little badge next to your name. You get your name before and after the stream put in a credit scroll, and you get to join an awesome Discord community that has been brewing feverishly since its inception. So there's a lot of decks over there, and then I have a lot of decks in the queue that's been submitted through YouTube comments and everything. So we got quite a bit of awesome stuff that I'm super excited to eventually play. Perilous Research. I'm going to get in with a 4/4. I'm kind of fine if they block this so we can Perilous Research to dig for stuff. I guess I can Perilous Research away a land, couldn't I? I didn't think about that. If I would have thought, I kept thinking this is creature only, so if I would have thought about that, I probably wouldn't have attacked here. IDK why a Perilous Researcher isn't in more decks. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Pretty good. um, you know, I think I'm just gonna pass here. We can resculpt Perilous Research and stuff in response to stuff, so we have some bigger creatures in them. The card is crazy. Yeah, Perilous Research has been really solid. The Wretched Grift alone is enough to hold them back. Alright, let's Perilous Research here. Just draw 2 lands. Create another 4/4. I would like to draw like terrors or something. Okay, there's one. How much this cost? 4. Play the terror. Do I want to lose a token for this? I think it's a better trade-off. Terror's going to be a harder card for them to deal with, I think. I mean, Reckoners and Deadly are better, but are they blue? True. Yeah, if you're looking at a mono blue, Perilous Research seems pretty solid. No cap, as the children would say. Let's just send in the chunkies. Here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Our opponent is down to 2 cards, but we're down to 1. So, it's hard to tell. I do kind of like Wretched Grift, though. The idea, like, as we play these different variations of this deck is to, like, maybe trying out different cards, and then we can do some kind of weird amalgamation that's like, all right, these cards work, these cards don't work, you know, little stuff like that. This thing don't have first strike, right? Okay, cool. Let's see what our opponent does here. We're going to lose one of our elemental tokens, which is what it is, you know. We're going to lose our terror too. Running out some ranked Apex, only silver right now. I hate this new ranked system, if you know what I'm talking about. I haven't played Apex in years. Like it's probably been over 2 years since I played Apex. I liked Apex a lot when I played it. It's just I didn't really have like a core group I played with, so I just didn't play it very much. Wouldn't mind playing it again though. I was hoping we'd be done with that card. We get another seat, bad roll. Opponent's having some better draws than us. Where's all of our draw cards? We have like a bajillion draw cards and we can't find any of them. It's also worth noting we haven't found a single Wretched Throne this game, which is like a huge no-no for this deck. We draw another land. Come on, man. We do have the protection from Galblast, though. Which I can't imagine they don't run Galblast. Just by Hydroblast. Another Sun Chaser. Pretty good. So eventually they just gotta start going for it, right? They run it. I figured they would, WM. Just seems like something they would. Imagine they probably pick up Thrabian Inspector here. Yep. How's the new build doing? Well, our first two games, our opponent left. We're down a game here. And I think I got way too greedy with an attack. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? We've had like 3 really bad draws in a row. But this Wretched Grift apparently is enough to hold back this army. And there's another Terror. Imagine this is probably another Red Elemental Blast, which we have Hydroblast for. Yep. Gotcha. Opponent's a coward. don't be mean, Pascal. I mean, they're probably playing it smart. Me being the aggro aggressor, I would have been tapping critters left and right because eventually we would have been They have so many creatures to go wide. We would eventually have been tore down to having low enough life that they could burn us out if they drew their burn cards. So to me, there's really no reason not to do this, like not to attack and get at it. They're down 2 Red Elemental Blasts though. And we're gonna make a 4/4 here. It's also worth noting we can probably just hard cast a Wretched Grift if we draw one, right? There's a Null. A little late to the party, but actually, do we even need a Null? Because other than the Court Homunculus, all their creatures have just been creatures with Metalcraft. Maybe it's not worth bringing in. I don't know why the opponent didn't attack turn sideways. I don't know either. I've been kind of wondering that this whole time. Like, why wouldn't you just attack? Because, I mean, our board is not anything to, like, chump at. But, again, they have the Galblast like that. See, the Abjurer. The Abjurer is bad for us here because they have another Red Elemental Blast. We're really screwed. But our Wretched Grift is the strongest card we have. Well, let's see if it goes through. By the way, I managed to take down a F&M with Prozac. Oh, yes, that's what's up. I don't think the deck is any good though. I played some friendlies and lost them, and then I managed to buy and win games that mattered. I think Prozac's a good deck. I think it's actually pretty strong, pretty competitive. Personally, draw another land. Where's like all of our cards? You know, we have like a million cards. Where are they? They're gonna scry again. They've scryed at the bottom. So hopefully they don't find what they want. I just can't believe they haven't found a Gal Blast. They finally find the Gal Blast. Okay. Don't have a way to counter that. We get hit for a ton in the air. That's probably going to be game. We need to like Perilous Mirror into like Perilous Research into like multiple threats here. We just get a Ring Skipper. Yeah, we drew a bunch of Garbo this back into the game. We literally drew pretty much nothing but land. Like, we haven't got a single Wretched Throne. Only one Perilous Researcher, no Watchers, no Jeskai Sage. We just land. Land out the wazoo here. All right, scoop it up. So I'm gonna bounce to a different version. I think Wretched Grift is pretty good. I think Tolarian Terror is good, obviously. But like, man, if we don't have like a Wretched Throng engine running or something, it's a little rough. The more we play this, the less I like Jeskai Sage. I'm not gonna lie, the less I like this card. It's nice when you get the draw off of it. The Prowess just rarely gets triggered, and yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. Ring Skipper's okay. Well, let's try out this version, V2 here. So the difference is the sideboard's still the same. I'm still thinking about trimming out fadeaways. I'm not a big fan of this card, but the siding out the difference over here is we have 4 Surveilling Sprites instead of Ring Skipper. Surveilling Sprite being a 1/1 flyer that when it dies you may draw a card. Then we also have 2 snaps over here. So that's kind of what we got going on different over here. Everything else is kind of the same. Pretty much exactly the same, but we're trying out a few different critters and trying out like Snap. There's probably an argument for just running Wretched Grift anyway. We're also up an Expendable Lackey, where last time we was down 1. And then we have these 2 other versions that, if we get to them, it'd be cool. Yeah. Let's see if we can take a game, at least. I feel like we were doing okay, but we just, like I said, we just drew nothing for so long. That last game. Playing against Max Lee Grek. Yeah, this is not a bad hand. I wish Resculpt would allow you to like still draw the card and stuff off of like Watcher. What I want to do here is play Watcher, and then we have an Abjure or Perilous Research. Like, hopefully we get a turn 3 draw there. Jeskai Sage is for blue-red, Prowess deck, use Kennel Fiend, Hot Dog style decks. Yeah, the Sage doesn't further this deck's gameplay, and I'd cut it. Yeah, it's smelling like an eventual cut. There's an argument for swapping it in the last version we played, going down going up Wretched Throng, going up a few other cards. Just popping in to support the stream. Greetings from Wisconsin. What's up, Raging Bull? Hope you're enjoying your trip. Thanks for popping in for a second. What version of this are we against here? Blue-white? Okay. Yeah, hope trip's going good, Raging Bull. What's up, what's up? Snow-covered plains. Oh, familiars. Well, too bad we didn't have the Abjure up here. Okay, third land's really cool, because then we have Perilous Research and the Abjure, or we have the counterspell, the Abjure. Hit you for 1. Sure, they can preordain. I saw a guy drive to Quick Trip on his riding lawnmower. That doesn't sound too far off where I live. So I'm debating what I want to do here. If I want a perilous research, resculpt, like what, you know? I think I'm going to turn up the clock here. Let's try to turn up the clock. They're tapped down on blue mana. Yeah, so we don't get to draw off of that, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. We also have the Perilous Research to draw cards we can sack a land with. And then we still have Counterspell. Or if they play a relevant card like Evoking the Mole Drifter, we can counter the Ephemerate if it happens. Could Wishing Well be a card? It's blue. You can sack it, and it could help us with flooding. It very well could be. Wishing Well could definitely potentially be a card. I think we counterspell that. That's a very good card. Well, the Abjure is not as good here because we don't want to lose our token. But I'm definitely going to Perilous Research here and sack one of the lands. Which are 2 counterspells. Draw land. Cool. Alright. Attack you for 4. Good counter for sure. Yeah, Meeting the Minds is a pretty powerful card. I am curious to why they tap Sunscape Familiar instead of the Plains. I guess they're probably never going to block with Sunscape Familiar, but still seems kind of weird. Counter you again. Alright, they scoop it up. Familiar. This is one I actually kind of like Fade Away with. Weirdly enough, this is kind of one that I like Fade Away with. Like Relic here too. Huh. I think I just like Fade Away and Relic here, honestly. Being tier 1 decks with pure jank. Trying to. I like Wishing Well too a lot, Raging Bull. I just, we can definitely try it in this deck at some point. That's for sure. It's a good target for Resculpt too, by the way. With this matchup, I think we can go down. I kind of like Lackey to flash back as an unblockable. I'm going to trim out the Jeskai Sages. I want to go down 1 Lackey, leave 1 Sage in, try like that. The Sage, I'm not like super duper in love with Sage. You got any Spell Stutter sprites yet? Dude, they're so freaking expensive. I don't think I have any Spell Stutter sprites. But the question is like, no, I don't. Why would I play those? It's icky. You know what I mean? I'll keep this. I'm working on a Soul Tie enchantment list. I'm super excited for when it's done. That sounds cool. I like Soul Tie a lot. I'll definitely be looking forward to seeing that. The Godpharaoh's Faithful out of the gate is kind of annoying. Land. We have all the land in the world, which is pretty cool. We do have the Snap if we want to annoy them. But yeah, so totally an argument for Wishing Well to go back to that. Spell Stutter Sprite though, yeah. Why would I buy Spell Stutter Sprite? You know what I mean? Feels gross. Feels dirty. The question is, do we want to try to counterspell here, or do we want to try to get Surveilling Sprite onto the field? I I like holding up Counterspell or Snap here, honestly. One of the two. Snap is probably a bad card in this matchup. We probably should have trimmed out Snap. I kind of forgot about it being in the deck. Muldrift revoked. I don't. Can you counter evoked? Hold please. Hold please. Yes, you can stifle / counter evoked. All right, well, let's try it. Snap the mold. No, I'm not gonna snap the mold drifter for them to draw more cards. Get out of here, Pascal. um, hold on. Next is my iteration. What do you mean by that, Darius? Let's surveilling sprite. We hold up Abjure here. Darius and I have built a dueling set of Azorius control decks, basically with the theme was 8 Tithe with 4 Mana Tithe and 4 Spore Spikes. That's pretty mean. What do you cast in here, opponent? Another Mole Drifter. Is this Mana Tithe? Counter, I draw a card. I'm playing Gardens next FNM, getting back to the sack archetypes later. Yeah, Gardens is awesome. I need to play more Gardens. That's for sure. Another God Pharaoh's Faithful? Sure. 8th is so mean, right? His blue-black sack version. We're doing the list I put together. Next one with Kane and Talus. Yeah. Eventually we're going to get to that one. And play the Watcher. We are indeed out of counter spells though. So Seagate Oracle, sure. They don't have to reveal that right now. Okay, well, if they go to Ephemerate, we can at least blink the Ephemerate so the Ephemerate goes away for good. So there is that, I guess. Draw another Perilous Researcher. All right. We'll get in for 1/1 here. I definitely think we'd be more reactionary here. We have a flying 1/1. We basically have the win forever, right? Although they're going to gain a ton of life. We have a bunch of Perilous Researchers, though. We're going to hold Snap until they try to Ephemerate something. And that way Snap can go in the graveyard and hopefully stay in the graveyard. But we need to find our clocks with Perilous Research. Flying 1/1 equals nuts. Yeah, it's basically unbeatable. But yeah, we need to find our heavy hitters here. Like, pretty bad. They're going to attack us for 1. I'm fine with just taking 1 here. Let's fire off a Perilous Research. We drew Prevailing Sprite. We have another land. So let's sack that. Perilous Research round 2. There's a Terror. Alright, let's draw even more cards. Another Perilous Research? Okay. Don't mind us having 9 cards in hand this turn. Cost 2 mana. Play the Sprite and pass. I still want to hold Snap for the Ephemerate, I guess. When we go to game 3, if we go to game 3, probably going to game 3, is Great Sword. And flying 1/1 is nuts, and a Great Sword deck. Absolutely, flying 1/1 is nuts. That is very true. Ghostly Flicker the Seagate Oracle. Snap you. We got him from doing one Ghostly Flicker effect here. And that kind of screws up their mana hand. I don't know, maybe Snap's okay. Trying to snap ourselves here. We can Perilous Research. Let's create a 4/4. Let's just try to create a big dude. They'd have to play another snap. Okay, so they have the double snap here, and we're out of land. Gosh dang it. Okay. I was like, So they are down 2 snaps, which is kind of cool. Next turn, we're just going to play the Tellarian Terror here. Opponent's up to 3, but we have some big critters that can close a clock pretty quick, hopefully. They have 1 card in hand. How much do you cost now? Turbo Terror, baby! And we have the Snap and Perilous Research for all the backups. Our opponent is down to 1 card, which is worth noting, but they also have a ton of draw cards. So another Godfair's Faithful, though. Let's see what that other card in hand is here. For Archamancer. Snap you back to hand. Crazy this deck is from the Bruce Center, Hunter IS. This is some raw grassroots deck building here. True. They do get their Ghostly Flicker back, but also like we screw them up for a turn, so we're gonna draw a bunch of cards this turn. Well, at least 3 cards. Attack you for 10. Play a Relic here and Watcher. We don't really need a Perilous Researcher this turn. We just need to be able to activate Relic. True, no net decking in this chat room. Hey, we're okay with net decking, kind of. Cycles the Ash Barons here. We know what their 2 cards in hand is. So they have Archamancer and they have Ghostly Flicker. Here comes in the Archamancer. right? Or are they just going to ghostly flicker? They're going to Archimancer instead. Peace out, fam. Back to the trip. Yeah, have a great trip. Be safe. We'll hopefully catch you soon. Catch you in the Discord, Raging Bull. What's nice is they don't have any familiars, so a ghostly flicker still costs 3. Oh, cool. We just get a counterspell. Play the Shades. Tormod's Crypt might be a better option so you don't shut out Tolarian Terror off. That's very true. That is very true. We had the counterspell for the Ghostly Flicker. Azorius Chancery, sure. So we know what their last card in hand is. It's Ghostly Flicker. Gonna pop it off here. Let them gain 3 life here and counterspell. For what it's worth, we trigger Prowess, I guess. Hey, that's a good card. Gonna attack. If they want to block Jeskai Sage, I'm fine with this. Because when we just draw a card off of it. Nope. Wretched Throng. Our opponent's in top deck mode. Again, though, their top decks are pretty good. Like a Flick Effect here would be really solid for them. They get a Preordain, though. Preordain's annoying. Them gaining as much life as they do is annoying, too. But we have an insanely decent board. So let's see what they do here with their Tormod's Crypt. They bottom both. Okay. They get a land. Awesome. Because we know the other card is a land in hand that they Azorius Chanceried with. At some point, they're going to have to start blocking these Tolarian Terrors here. Probably just going to Perilous Research on their turn. That's probably what I'm going to do. Okay, we just get a counterspell. That's probably game. Okay, here comes in the chumps, finally. Not a lot of chumping. They go down to 4 and we just counter. Wow, did we take out familiars? Hardcast Mole Drifter. Counterspell. Spreading Seas also could be a card. It replaces itself. Could screw them over. If not, sack it. That is very, very, very true. How does we not resculpt? How's resculpt? Okay, you can't sack with resculpt though. We got there. We beat familiars. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. um, let's run this one more time against the non-familiars, and then we can go to V3. So far, just a little bit of thought. I kind of agree with Lotus. Yeah, Tormod Script's probably not a bad change out. So far though, 2-0 even, right? Yeah, we beat familiars both games. Game 1, we had a pretty fast clock against them with a really early resculpt. And then game 2, we just completely controlled their board. Well, we didn't control the board. We controlled all their plays. Like, they had a pretty good board, but it didn't matter because we just countered everything that they were doing. Snap actually ended up being pretty good, which I was kind of surprised by. I didn't expect Snap to be that good there. I definitely think Jeskai Sage should come out of the deck. I think Mao Cantor's Watcher is really solid. So what I'm thinking is if you remove the 4 Jeskai Sages, you could go up an Expendable Lackey or up a Mao Cantor's Watcher and then throw in 3 Wretched Throngs. Wretched Griffs. Because Wretched Griff was pretty solid last match. Yeah. This hand, I'm not like super in love with it, but I'm gonna play it. We are on the play. I'm pulling opponent mulligan to 6. Wouldn't mind if they keep going. They did not keep going. Alright, well. Let's just island pass. We can lead on Wretched Throng, try to start thinning out our deck a little bit. Depending on our opponent does too, we could just Surveilling Sprite. Island. How many decks are we gonna play that's played islands this run today? Today is apparently the island day. Sundays, everybody comes out with the islands. Resculpt is not bad though. I'm gonna lead on Wretched Throng here. The only thing about Resculpt that I don't like is that it exiles, so you don't get any of your sack effects. So it's not like the best sack card in our deck. It's more, we want to more or less do it on the seat of the snood. Our opponent said they had enough. That's another thing today. We can't get in a full game. Maybe somebody else is running our list. Hey, I'll throw this out there. Yeah, that would be cool. If we ran into the mirror. That's what they saw the Wretched Throng was like, damn it, it's the mirror. Can't deal with this. If anybody in chat wants to play, hop into the queue. I don't care. Yeah, I'll keep this. We have the Wretched Throng Abjure Wombo combo here. Hey, that's me cutting sound. Oh, you're okay. What's up, Pigeon? Good luck, Pigeon. If I'm playing and my wife walks into the room, the first thing she asks is, "What are you playing?" If I say Island, she leaves. I don't blame you. I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. But it's like, hold on. No. We're playing this weird mono blue sack deck. You gotta understand, it's different. Swamp into Shamelin cast? Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Gonna be pretty good. We get a second Wretched Throne. Not bad, but I would have liked to have drawn something else there than Wretched Throne. They're probably gonna have some kind of sack outlet here. But we have the Abjure Wretched Throne combo for a little while. Blue black sack versus blue yeah, black sack versus blue sack, right? It's the battle of the sacks. I shouldn't say it like that. Bye bye, our baby Wretched Throng. I love Wretched Throng. The more I play this card, the more I'm like, Wretched Throng is such a powerful card. Especially if you have an outlet like this. Like, could you imagine a blue-black sack that's running Wretched... Ooh, Rakdos sack. Okay. Like a blue-black sack running Wretched Throng. It feels pretty good. Just have a recurring critter you can just carrion feeder and stuff with. Alright. Wretched Throng V2, and then we have the Abjure for when we need it. Then we can also build to hopefully hit our Resculpt. I definitely like Resculpt as a card a lot, though. Resculpt's pretty powerful. You want to be really crazy is if... What's the Eldrazi that you can cast from exile? Battle of the Sacks isn't something you say. Just someone with a very visual imagination. True. Probably should have countered this Nested Shambler, right? That I'm definitely countering. He should have attacked first and then sacked in response if you block. He may have missed a point of damage. I would have blocked it 100%. I feel like where he watched several of my content, he probably knew that would be what would happen. So it's like, just get it out of the way. %, he attacks with Nested Shambler. 100%. What was I saying though? I don't know. Oh, Resculpt. The Eldrazi that I can't remember what it's called, but it's the Eldrazi that whenever it's the target of something or whatever, it's a 3/3 for 3. It goes into exile, but you can cast it from exile. So like that would be pretty solid. Because you could just resculpt it and then just keep bringing it back. Oh, we're just going to play Wretched Throng and then hold up Resculpt here. Evolving Wilds. No, we'll hold up Resculpt and Perilous Research. This could be a matchup where Fadeaway would be okay. I like an early game Fadeaway. I don't know. Probably not, actually. Probably wouldn't be a very good matchup. I don't know. The more I think about Fadeaway, the more I'm like, this could just be another sideboard card. That'd be more relevant. Yeah, okay. That one's got to stay. It is worth noting, though, they don't have very many artifacts right now. So they really only have like 2 sack outlets here. I wonder what Pigeon is playing red for. Good value cards like War Marshals, Blast Runners, or Bolt, or is he something spicy? And we're gonna get first class. I think it's what you said. I think it's like War Marshal, Blast Runners, Bolt. I think it's stuff like that. I'm gonna let them hit me and make them activate makeshift munitions. It's pretty good. I'm gonna resculpt the seat here. Let's make a big chunky boy. All right, let's get in with everybody. And then we can perilous research and response. Spicy? That's what Pigeon's saying, spicy. Only mild heat. That's the block here. They get another squirrel token. Makes it makeshift munitions a little bit worse. I'm fine with this. Nah, can't use its ability. Alright, we'll pass, and then we have perilous research to hold up. We need to find our terrors here. That's what we need to dig for. No more, finally. Ooh, that's pretty good. See if we can find a counterspell here for that. Nope. I say that's a pretty good card. Although we do run Snap in the deck. We could draw Snap. We do have a Snap in this deck. So we could draw Snap against them, which would be fairly solid. Getting in for 2 squirrely boys. Squirrely Dan. Yeah, Snap would probably be a pretty good draw. Deadly Dispute. Yeah, Snap would be an amazing draw right now. Just saying. Oh, and they get the Perilous Mirror off the top, too. We draw a land, really? It might get us on this first game here. We're kind of running out of steam. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh. All right, GG's. All right, let's go to side here. We're dead to that. Fadeaway comes in. Do I have anything else? I didn't see enough red to really argue Pyroblast. I didn't see enough cards that Spell Pierce would hit very well. I doubt Relic's that prevalent. Try it like that. Yeah, not a lot of great stuff for the sideboard here. Sideboard in Fade twice now. True. We could bring in Hydroblast to deal with makeshift munitions. I'm gonna bring in 2 Hydroblasts, just go out the 2 other Jades, Jeskai Sages. They might have some kind of graveyard hate for our terror, though. Pigeon's pretty privy to what we got going on here. Where's our lackeys? You know? Where's our expendable lackeys? It's nice that we don't have to think about what cards to board out. I guess, yeah. Jeskai. Yeah, just this is not the build, I guess, for Jeskai Sage. I will say this as a preference to Jeskai Sage that Darius did say, oof. Okay, keep. Did say that one of the benefactors to it was just the draw card, so we could just trade it out for another card that when it dies draw. Good luck. I can't remember your sideboard. Obviously we're gonna keep this, but the question is like, what do we bottom here? Spell Sprite, Surveilling Sprite, re, uh, redraws. Perilous Researcher draws us a bunch of cards. Fadeaway actually might be okay here, and Snap is very strong. I feel like it's probably gonna be the Sprite or it's the second land, right? Maybe it's the additional land. But that's a good target for Researcher. I want to do the land. Didn't even get to see the spice in my list. Oh boy. If we could display it. So yeah, I guess we could lead on Surveilling Sprite, Perilous Researcher at draw 3. I guess is what we could do. And then hopefully hit him with the fadeaway. Well, I'm just gonna play it. Because even if they kill it, we get to draw a card off of it, so even if they like Village Rites or their Shambling Gas to kill off this Sprite, we at least get to draw a card. Just makes our Perilous Research a little bit worse. Okay, they're gonna kill our Surveilling Sprite here. Again, I think Pigeon, what they're doing here. Okay, cool. We can just okay. Let's start the Wretched Throng nonsense again. Viscera Seer, sure. We get the Abjure. All right, we have the Wombo. For at least a turn, we have the Wombo. There we go again. Draws Force Bridge. There's a red. Yeah. I'm gonna let this go through. That was a good draw. All right. I want to fade away here. We have Snap. It's now as scary. True. I'm just gonna fade away here. They're gonna stack to Scry. They put one on top. That's scary. Cleaned off their board. We finally got to hit a fadeaway. We still have Snap for the backup, which is fair for us. Clarify it for us. Pigeon's going to crawl from the cellar. Okay, well. Pick back up Shambling Gas, kill our Wretched Throng, draw a bunch of cards. We get to search up a Wretched Throng, though. So now do you like it? No. I still don't like it that much. It's just not for me. It's not my card. That's what I'll say. It's not my card. I just don't think there's enough decks right now where fadeaway is going to be that relevant. I would like 2 more Snaps, though, for this matchup. Snap is really good in this matchup to clear off the counters. It's also, they can also blink it pretty good. Yeah, let's abjure the makeshift munitions. Go get a wretched throng. Makeshift munition just kills way too much of our deck to allow it to stay around. I'm going to perilous research away one of our islands here. Hey, we get an expendable lackey. This lackey is about to be expended. Yep, play the lackey. Play the throng. We have one more throng in deck. We do have snap, and we do have perilous research. So we have cards that do things. And we can make our 1/1 little fishy. We can finally make our little fishy today. I was wondering if we're going to get to. I like expandable lackey as a card. It's not a bad little 1-drop. Perilous mirror, pretty good. Perilous mirror is pretty good because it double combos against us. Like they can block the wretched throng, it dies, and then they kill off our other card. It's a nice 2-for-1 card. I don't think this is a matchup though that we're attacking until we have 4/4s and 5/5s. You know what I mean? I think we're just chumping or reacting with our cards until we find our big payoff cards. Gross. I love how you always call it perilous mirror. Is that not what it's called? Is that not how you say that? Am I wrong? Perilous mirror? Is that not how you say it? I'm actually fine with probably just... No, I want to hold the snap. That's how I say it. Yeah, I'm not alone here. Hey, there we go. How much do you cost right now? 2? Um... Hmm. We could hold up the Abjure. They have 3 cards in hand, though. I feel like we just pass this turn. Hold up the Abjure, hold up Counterspell, hold up Snap, try to make Artillery and Terror a lot cheaper. Nested Shambler? Do I want Nested Shambler to stick around here? Yeah, that's fine. I think it's the sack outlets we want to worry about here. Like Viscera Seer can be countered here. Viscera Seer is a very, very good card. We know Gix... No, they have Gixan Infiltrator in the grave. Okay. Another mirror. Yeah. We have one more Wretched Throng in our deck, so let's just do the Wretched Throng. Grab that Wretched Throng, boy. The Wretched Throng and Abjure combo is just really good. Abjure is a really, really good card, especially in a deck like this. They're going to come in for 1. I'm fine with the chump here. Hopefully make their Perilous Mirror a little bit worse. Their beetles do grow if we sack creatures, by the way. Yes, yes they do. I've played Mortician Beetle a bunch in my tenure of Magic. It's a very awesome card, but it is very, very strong. Shambling Ghast is not that scary. Ooh, Resculpt. Terror should be 1. Let's just Terror here. And then hold up Snap. Well, now I gotta pray for the top deck gods. The research at least. Yeah, true. Well, that kind of settles it. Yeah, we can hold up Snap if they have like some kind of removal spell for Terror and just bounce Terror back to our hand. And then we can resculpt not one of our lands. Dang. Might get here in game 2, potentially. Potentially. forgot Crawl from the Cellar has flashback. I'm just gonna snap that. Crawl from the Cellar is a good card for them to make an army of little squirrely boys. So I'd rather just make that a little bit worse. What do they pick up with that? Viscera Seer? Okay. Yep, they get to have Viscera Seer. Create a treasure token. They scry. Okay, they haven't scried yet. So what are they gonna scry? They go on top or bottom? What's Pigeon doing? Top or bottom here? They top it. Uh-oh. They have chumpers for days though. But we can turn up the aggression a little bit. And then they just... I guess if they already know what's on top, right? What's the point of sacking with Viscera Seer? Wretched Throng. And then we have the resculpt for the Wretched Throng. There's the mirror. Resculpt. I like Resculpt a lot. It's a really good card. The token's kind of wild looking too. We also want to keep in mind we have Expendable Lackey. We can flashback next turn. You got our little fishy. What is this thing? What? That's kind of crazy. Well, luckily they don't have any in the graveyard. Let's name that, so that's good. Let's get our little fishy out of the graveyard here. That would be the spicy mention, I'm assuming. Yep, let's just play the Sprite. And punch in for 9. I love this little fish token. So cute. It does seem pretty good. Mirror Servitor. Easy Pete's brain. Alright, they're going to scry here. They're going to scry to the top. Our opponent is in top deck mode. They are running a little bit low. Yeah, East of Fish. Oh, they Nested Shambler again. Pretty good. Nested Shambler is pretty good. Our little fish, though, is unblockable. So, like, you know what I mean? It's basically game over. I had no reason to play the seat. I could have just held the seat in the hand as a bluff. Scry to the top again. Scary. We have a good clock in deck. Uh-oh. 18 turn clock with Fish. Yeah, it's basically game over, right? Yep, in comes in everybody again. They're definitely getting chumpers for days, that's for sure. They're going to scry again to the top. And they're hitting these scries pretty good, aren't they? They're going to get back a servitor, but we can abjure whatever they draw if we wanted to. Like if they draw something pretty solid here. It's pretty good. They just leave a servitor. I think that's worth countering. GG. All right, go back to sideboard here. Is that too cute? Vision Charm? I think Relic's worth bringing in now, though. Now that we know. And I think we can just go Hydroblast. I'm not seeing a ton of red that makes Hydroblast that worthwhile. Just that upkeep phase out. It's too cute. But that'd be funny, though, if they have like 3 servitors in the graveyard and we phase it out in the upkeep. That'd be pretty funny. I don't know if it actually blink it or not, to be 100% honest. Yeah, love Pigeon's I love their build of this sack deck. It's pretty cool. I like the Servitor Spice. I like it quite a bit. Yeah, I mean this isn't like the most exciting hand, but it's not like horrendously bad either. I mean we can get the unblockable fish, so like pretty much game. I don't know. Honestly, like I'm probably just gonna keep this hand and hope that fadeaway is actually solid here. I don't have the highest of hopes. Gonna keep. We haven't seen a carrion feeder yet from our opponent, which is super concerning for us. I'm greeting GL. We have the Wretched Throng though, which is gonna make our fadeaway a little bit worse. And I'm rewarded. They kept a greedy hand and they got rewarded with it. Gosh darn it. My guess is they kept the one land wonder pan, you know what I mean? So the question was with fade away. If we fade away them next turn. Yeah, so the question is like if we fade away them next turn. Does it get rid of the Nested Shambler token too? What a bad example for the youngsters. Don't do that at home, kids. Yeah, so the question here is probably just Perilous Research and then fade away. It's probably what we'll do. Just see if it works. Hope they tap down, I guess. This turn. Okay, that made our quest maybe potentially a bit easier. They did get a 3rd land. If they don't go for the tap down, where fadeaway is not going to be that good, maybe we just resculpt. Okay, Shambling Ghast. Oh, they're not tapping out, are they? Do the block here. Perilous research. Dang. They didn't tap out. Alright. We get the Abjure combo though. So let's just Wretched Throng here. Gonna take it. Right? Yeah, I'm gonna take this. I'm fine with this. They're Shambling Ghast, sure. They're really trying to play around this fade away, aren't they? Well. Let's do it. It's not gonna be the best, but we're doing it. They get to keep 2 critters. I guess I should have just left up that other land. I shouldn't have even paid for it. But I guess, I guess they're gonna just do the treasure token anyway. Okay. Yeah, like I said, not the best thing there. I thought almost for a second he was gonna dash hoops. That would have been hilarious, wouldn't it? Uh-oh. That's not good. That's also not good. Probably just create a treasure token here, but yep, let's go get the Wretched Throng. How much do you cost right now? 5? Let's do Wretched Throng. We can resculpt one of them. Yeah, okay. They're going to get the Servitor back, which is pretty good. It's pretty good for our opponent. If I was them, I would probably... I'm going to let this go through. I would probably try to makeshift munitions my Wretched Throng in response to... I guess if we go to Resculpt, they could just makeshift munitions in response to Resculpt. So we should have just played the other Wretched Throng. I didn't think about that. Definitely didn't play that very well. This Resculpt, we're pretty much just going to have to get a... we're pretty much going to have to get... For Resculpt to work, we're pretty much going to have to get a seat of the snood. We get another terror. Holy smokes. How much do you cost still? Still 5? Well, let's just start dumping terrors down. It's gonna be a harder card for them to deal with. I guess they could just have Chainer's Edict though, right? But I doubt they would have Chainer's Edict. Like, if they have it in the sideboard, I doubt they cite it in. Oh, do you have Geth's Verdict or Diabolic Edict? Just because we have so many like replace creature spells and we play a lot of creature spells, but you never know. Okay, makeshift munitions to our face. They're gonna start attacking our face here with the servitors. Tragic Slip. You don't have enough mana for the ward. They forgot about the ward. I feel like ward always gets people. Everybody forgets about ward. The problem is they can just ping us at least for 1 every turn with Mirror Servitor. Can't see it on the text below. Yes, the problem is the ward does get buried here. That's kind of annoying for us because now we can't play our other terrors. So we're probably just gonna dump our Wretched Throngs next turn. Imagine this is village rights. No, just makeshift munitions again. Yep, they're just gonna try to makeshift munition us out. Okay. Malcanter's Watcher is kind of cool. Nice little redraw spell. Wretched Throng. Watcher. Pass. Get the Servitor back. They draw another Servitor, we're in big trouble because they can just constantly flash it back. It's a close game. We might not be able to get into more games after this one. We might have to do version 3 and 4 another time. Crawl from the cellar. Got a bunch of these crawl from the cellars. And it's worth noting flashing back. Pigeon might lose on time, though. We are up a lot on time. I'm fine with these double trades here. Let's draw a card. Can't use this ability. Relic, sure. We're just trying to get to where we can draw and naturally cast Tolarian Terror here. Is what we're trying to do. Counterspell. It's not that exciting. Get back Nested Shambler. Replay Wretched Throng. I'm just letting them know to watch their time here. My time is getting kind of low. Flashback, crawl. I'm assuming that's what this is. Counter. Alright, they don't pop this relic. We can play another Tolarian Terror next turn. Oh, Seat's an awesome draw. Hold on. Yeah, let's just play another Terror. I know, right? Okay. Jump the Servitor. Imagine they makeshift munitions us to the face. Yep. Like I said, the relic's kind of annoying, but we can also just hardcast Tolarian Terror now. I just kind of wish we were in a spot where we could just start. Yeah, I think we are going to counter this. Crawl from the cellar again. Crawl from the cellar is really good, and it allows them to keep activating what they're doing. And I don't want them to do that. So attack with everybody. They're going to chump. Yep. Okay, they're tapped out for Relic. I don't have to worry about Relic. So we can resculpt. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Third Terror. Close game. Pretty tense, pretty tight. There's been some great games. Pigeon, super fun. Super, super fun. Deadly Disputant here. Unfortunately, we don't have another resculpt. Our opponent's in top deck mode. They have blockers for days, though. They cracked the relic finally. I'm pretty decent right now. I mean, I feel like we're setting okay. Quit drawing these resculpts at any time, though. We have an insane amount of power on board. And our opponent is essentially in top deck mode. But they do get to scry a bunch here. I think they're going for the makeshift munitions route. Yep, scry 1. Put it on top. Okay, they can hit us for at least 3 next turn with makeshift munitions. We can fire off this. If they go to attack, we can fire off this resculpt. Resculpt this token. As a chump blocker for Viscera Seer. Just to keep our life up. Is that going to get them there? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they're just going to Deadly Dispute it instead. It's pretty good. We're going to go down to 1. Block. This is tense, man. We go down to 3. They have 3, but they don't have the mana for 3. They have 3 artifacts, but they don't have the mana for 3 artifacts. Because they have to sack the treasure token. They're going to get us to 1. Holy smokes. This has been close. So close. Amazing games, Pigeon. Amazing games. Ooh. All right. How long have we been running for? We've been running for 2 hours. I think. What's up, Pigeon? Those were great games. I like the servitor a lot. That was sweet. That was an intense that last game was wicked intense. Super fun. Those are the kind of games that are just a blast. I wouldn't call that easy. That was super duper close. So let's talk about these 2 versions of the deck. I'm gonna have to wrap it up here. So we'll look at V3. So sorry, Darius. This is Darius's fixes. We're just not gonna have time to get to it today. I wanted to get a couple games in with both versions before we, move on to the next version. So, and then we have the submission by user, also known as Mike, over here. So let's talk about these 2 lists. I'll post the deck list if you guys want to help me on it. I just brewed it 2 hours ago. Yeah, throw it in the Discord. I'm sure Darius, White Lotus, and Raging Bull will love it. So throw it in there. I'm gonna get back to this deck probably next week. This week, like I said, probably 2 days I'm not gonna be able to stream because I'm gonna be doing the interviews. So I'll try to get to it probably next week at some point, because this week I have a couple decks I want to get to, and also have like a Discord voted one. But let's talk about these 2 decks real quick, everybody. If you're still hanging out, let's go over these decks. The first version of the deck is the version with Wretched Grift, Ring Skipper, and stuff. Wretched Grift seemed pretty good. I liked Wretched Grift. It seemed pretty strong. Sometimes when we casted it, not amazing, but also, not bad either. The more we played Ring Skipper, the less I kind of like Ring Skipper. I understand its purpose here, especially with playing something like Wretched Grift, but it just doesn't seem that super duper strong for me, which is why I think Ring Skipper is kind of a as much as I like the idea of the card and the art of the card, it just doesn't seem to do the heavy lifting it needs to. I think Jeskai Sage just needs to come out of the deck. And that's why I think that's where I'm at with this version of the deck. Over here on this mono on this side of the deck, Snap was pretty good, and I think the rest of this deck is pretty solid, but I still think Jeskai Sage needs to go. And so we can look at this deck. Out of those 2 decks, what do we think has been pretty good? I think the Watcher has been pretty solid. Flying Vigilance is nothing to like chuckle at, nothing to chortle at. So I think we can go up another Watcher, go up to 4 on that. So for the second version, I'd cut the 3 1-drops and 1 land, went 2 Consider plus a Snap. Nah, I don't like. I like Expendable Lackey. I think we are going to go down an Expendable Lackey, but I don't think I want to go out Expendable Lackey. I think Expendable Lackey is a really good turn 1 play for us. We don't really have any other good turn 1 plays, and then it opens up to a turn 2 Abjure. That's pretty strong. So I don't like going out all of them. I don't even know if I like going down. I'm still kind of like a fan of having 3 of them personally. But I think we want Wretched Grift. I think we want at least 2 or 3 Wretched Grift in the deck here. Just a hard time feeding the fish. But the fish. It's the fishy. Yeah, I feel like the games we turn 1 Expendable Lackey and then we have a turn 2, like something to do turn 2, has been pretty like fruitful for us. That's why I'm like, I feel like Expendable Lackey is pretty solid, honestly. That's my personal opinion on expendable lackey. The question now becomes, at least in my opinion, I still want to run 3 expendable lackeys for right now. The question now becomes, like, on this version of the list, do we want to go up another grift or do we want to go up a snap here? That's the question. Do we want to go up another snap or do we want to go up another grift? This is a deck though. I do feel like if we get our engine running, it runs pretty solid. We're thinking about another snap here. It's definitely not a bad idea. Because, like, the plan of this deck is to, like, just to be interactive and kind of annoying, and using cards like Abjura to slow them down, but then using that with, like, Surveilling Sprite or Watcher or Expendable Lackey to get some kind of value out of it. Same thing with Perilous Research. Try to use it to get, or Wretched Throng to get some kind of value out of that. Resculpt, the more we play Resculpt, the more I'm like, it does kind of wombo against what we're doing here. Whereas, like, you exile, so you don't get any of the die triggers. You lose the Expendable Lackey's fish ability. You don't get the Wretched Throng. You don't get the draw. However, it is just a very powerful card, and our deck is missing some, like, really, really powerful stuff. And that's why I think Resculpt has been really good here. Plus, considering a lot of our little guys are so easy to get killed and targeted, or we can just chump, throwing in a 4/4 just out of the blue has been very strong. And also, like, we lose the side effect of our creatures' abilities here, but at the same time, like, the payoff for Resculpt is so much larger. Plus, also running Seat of the Snod, where it doesn't really affect us much, just sacrificing the artifact, has been super good. I like the Sage, but I haven't played the deck, so I trust you. The Sage. Oh, the Jeskai Sage? Yeah, so Darius, the more we've been playing this deck and stuff, the less, like, every time we see Jeskai Sage, I'm like, man, we're hardly ever triggering the Prowess. It's a ground creature. It's a 2-drop 1/1. Yeah, when it dies, we get to redraw a card. Is very strong, but you know what I mean? It's like we're not really triggering that much, and I haven't been that impressed with it. Whereas, like, Watcher is a 1/1 flying vigilance, so it blocks great, it attacks great. And when it dies, you get to draw a card off of it. Surveilling Sprite being a 1/1, it attacks good, it blocks good. You also get to draw a card. So I feel like there's honestly probably just options for for Surveilling Sprite. You think we should go down an island for a Darksteel Citadel? We could definitely try that, Richard. We could definitely try that. Go down one island for a Darksteel, because that gives us another Resculpt target. So yeah, I'm fine with that. That's actually not a bad idea. I didn't think about that. If you cut down an island, it gives us another target for Resculpt. Just another nice target for Resculpt. That's why. It will make Counterspell a little bit awkward if we don't have that, but having a 1/of, we shouldn't really have that issue. Sideboard-wise, I do think the Relics should go down for, like, a Tormod script or something. I do think that's fine. I will leave Fade Away in for right now until we see something better with Fade Away. I'm still not the biggest fan of Fade Away. I just don't know what else we bring in. We could just go up a Hydroblast and go up a Snap in the sideboard, I suppose, is what we could possibly do. But for right now, I'll leave Fade Away until we have something better in mind to put in there. But I'm still not the biggest fan of Fade Away. Yeah, I like this deck a lot. This deck is really, first off, this deck is really fun to play. It doesn't play like a regular blue deck does, but it does have some of the cantripping and interactions that blue decks have. But I guess we are playing counters too. But I like this deck a lot. Like, this deck is really, really cool. It's definitely moved its way into, like, some of my favorites of the decks suggested, which we have a million of them to get to, which I'm so excited to get to them. I like Fade Away. We just haven't got to play Burn yet. I guess it could be good against Burn, right? I'm kind of glad we haven't played Burn, honestly. But I do like this deck a lot. I definitely think there's potential. I like this look. Just looking at this deck, I'm like, yes, this looks pretty good. Yes, to quote Megatron from Beast Wars. I do like this deck a lot. So next time when we come back to Mono Blue Sack, we will be looking at this version by Darius, which has Felden's Cane in it, which I'm kind of excited about because we can just keep recycling Wretched Throngs, which feels pretty good, honestly. It is a little bit of a wombo with Tolarian Terror. That's fine. But I do like the idea of recycling Wretched Throngs. There's an argument that we could just go out Terror in this deck completely and just bring in the four Wretched Griffs instead. Darius, I would love to hear your opinion on that. If we're going to play the Crane, just getting rid of Terror and bringing in Wretched Grift instead. Would love to hear your opinion on that. Maybe Combat Courier as a 1-drop. What's Combat Courier? To get us a fish, because if it doesn't get us a fish, I'm telling you. I'm not that interested. Hold on, let me look at it real quick. Combat Courier is a sacrifice, draw a card, and it has Unearth. It's not bad. Definitely not bad. Honestly, probably better. So are you saying and it's an artifact? That is true. That is true. But Darius, are you that's the Felden's Crane? We could try it. Remove the Tolarian Terror for the Wretched Grift. Put in 4 copies of Wretched Grift. We could try that. Because this card, however you say it, the Lookout, would also be pretty good for this. Fadeaway is such a cool card. How awesome would it be in LD decks? What do you mean LD decks? And then we have version 4, which is by submitted by Mike, which is going more into some interesting. Oh, land destruction. Yeah, it'd probably be pretty good in land destruction, like a blue-green land destruction deck. Yeah, it'd actually probably be really good there. Cut the sages for sprites. Okay, we'll cut out the sages for sprite. Well, let's do this. 1, 2 sprites, and let's go up a Watcher. Because I do think Watcher's better than Sprite, being a flying vigilance, personally. I'm also going to build Soul Tie Enchantment and Land Destruction. That'd be kind of wild. That sounds wild. Yeah, so this deck... Okay, this is V3. So with V3, we're looking at this. I'm pretty excited about that. And then V4, when we come back, we're only going to run V3 and V4. Okay, we're not going to run this changed up V2. We're only going to run V3 and V4. So V4, we're looking at Life Staff in the main. Pretty good interaction with using our cards like Perilous Research and stuff. We're running the 4 sages, but this is a deck that I think running 4 sages is probably more okay. We're also running Augury Raven, which has a foretell flying 3/3. We're also running Palace Familiar. When it dies, draw a card, just a 1/1 flyer. Basically the same thing as the Sprite, just a different flavor of it. On the sideboard, we also have Sea Sprite, which is kind of cool. 1/1 flying protection from red. We're also up 2 Elemental Blasts on the side over here as well. So that's what we got going on for the 4th version of the deck. So when we come back with this deck, probably next week, we'll be looking at version 3 and version 4. I'm very excited to play them. I do like version 2 quite a bit, though, from what I can just looking at it. So I'll definitely at some point come back to version 2 as well. So let's throw out the call to actions. If you want to support the channel, a great free way to do so is subscribing, liking the video, sharing, commenting. All those go a long way in helping the channel out. If you want to support the channel even further, you can consider becoming a member. $1 a month or $12 a year. It'll get you access to some custom emotes. We're also 1 member away from unlocking more emotes, so that's pretty exciting. Also gets you access to the member-only Discord server, where the members have been going nuts, brewing up some amazing decks to check out. You also get your name turns green, your name's put in a credits goal before and after the screen you'll see here in a minute. And you can also get a little badge next to your name. So all for $1 a month or $12 a year, but you have to pay that in monthly increments. So consider becoming a member. If you want to check out my movie channel where I talk about movies and stuff, there's a link in the description to that as well. There's also links to other things in the description as well if you want to check out any of that other stuff. Like I said, probably not going to be streaming tomorrow because I'm going to be recording an interview. As of right now, if the interview changes, then I will probably end up streaming. And also once a week in that Discord, I'm going to go through the queue, pick out a couple decks from the queue, and have the Discord vote on what I'll play next, which is why we jumped to Mono Blue Sack so early. So just so you know, decks such as this one you just watched, yes, this was one of them that was in the Discord server. So, and that was one I had the Discord server vote on for what we would play next. So I think once a week I'll have the Discord server vote for what decks we play, excuse me. So you can check that out. Do we lose any matches? I know we lost games. Would we have a perfect stream? I don't think so, but I'm not sure because a couple of the games. No, we lost to that Boros deck. That was really cool. I know for a fact on that one. We didn't win very much with this iteration of the deck. We did pretty well with this iteration of the deck, minus the Wretch Griffs going in the Jeskai Sages, but we did pretty well with this version of the deck. This deck, just to reiterate real quick, has a pretty strong engine between Wretched Throng, Abjure, and Perilous Research. You have a pretty strong engine here that I feel like you probably should have some of these cards in your opening hand. If you do, like, I feel like you're probably off to the races. And then having Terror and Resculpt as your top ends is really strong, but I also think having Wretched Grift in the future as a top end is going to be pretty strong too. So I'm really looking forward to this. I do think there's something here that is pretty powerful. You can do some pretty powerful stuff. The first time we played this, we realized that we could definitely control the early game and kind of stall the early game, but we had no way to close out. Now we have ways to close out. So if we can get our engine kind of humdrum and running, I feel like this is a pretty strong deck, honestly, like no joke. Like I feel like we can do some pretty good stuff here. We did take down familiars. We took down a T1 deck today, so that's something to be pretty happy about. So, but anyway, thank you all for hanging out. I'm gonna go get some lunch, and hope you all have a great, wonderful rest of your day. If you want to check out these versions of the decks, I don't have V2 updated yet. I don't think we made any changes to V1. I think we only made changes to V2, which I have not updated. But all 4 of these decks, if you want to check them out, it's in the description below. Head over to Moxfield. All the decks I play there are there. There will be a link that redirects you to what version of the deck you want to look at. But yeah, so thanks all for hanging out for this little Sunday stream. I will hopefully catch you later. Enjoy the rest of your day.